Hey, it's Brent with the Downing Group. This week we're going to do a market recap for 2023 and give you a bit of an outlook for 2024. So stay tuned. Welcome back. Hope you had a happy new year and great holidays. Wishing you and your family the best. When we start off the year, I always want to give you kind of what happened last year versus the previous year. I'm going to do that in this episode for three different markets. One is the Midlands, Columbia, basically, in South Carolina. One is in Greenville, and one is the Western Upstate, which is basically Clemson, Lake Kiwi, and so forth, Lake Harwell. So that said, for the Midlands in 2023, we had sales down almost 14% versus 2022. The big cause of this was interest rates. As of July of 2022, the Fed started raising interest rates, and it really put the damper on sales starting mainly in the fourth quarter of 2022, and it spread on into 2023. Median home price, however, was up 1.8% in the Columbia market versus 2022. So you're going to see this common theme through all three markets. Sales were down, prices were up, and month supply in the Columbia market was 2.2 months. Now, I've said this before several times. Most economists think to have a balanced market, the supply and demand, we need about 6 months supply of homes. So basically, we have a third of the amount of homes that we really need to have a balanced market in the Midlands area. I don't think we've had 6 months supply in this market for at least probably 4 years. That's a guess, but I know it's at least 4 years. And keep in mind, back in the big housing crash back in 2008, 2009, I think the Columbia market peaked somewhere around 14 months supply. So that should give you an idea of how little supply we still have. The least amount of supply that we had through this whole time in the last few years was about 1.2 months. So we do have more months supply. However, the demand has gone down because of interest rates. Greenville, we have we service that area as well. Our sales in Greenville as a general MLS were down 8.7%. Median home price in the Greenville market was up 2.1% month supply. 3.3 months. And then the Western Upstate, which is basically the far northeast corner of the state that includes Oconee, Pickens, Anderson counties. And there's a little bit of Greenville mixed in there, but mainly think of it as Lake Kiwi, Lake Harwell, Clemson, Anderson, that area. Sales were down 4.8%, which is pretty low compared to the other two markets. And the median home price was up 6.1% up there, and month supply was 2.8. So again, common theme: sales down, median home price up, and month supply still pretty low. Remember a year ago, maybe you weren't watching, but I told you that there was so much clickbait on YouTube and other places that, home prices are going to crash. Home price. No, not even close. Now they're not up anything close to where they used to be. I mean, what the rate they were going up, before the interest rates the interest rate hikes were put in place. Home prices were in the South Carolina markets I'm talking about were going up 10 to 15% a year. Okay. Still not terribly unhealthy. Back in like 2007, before that crash I mentioned earlier, they were going up like 35% a year in Columbia. And of course, they were going up even higher in places like Las Vegas and Florida and Arizona and all those places that really got hit hard. That said, what's going to happen in 2024? Well, the common saying is if I knew that, I would go play the lottery, right? And I would pick my numbers and you wouldn't be seeing me on this video. But that said, I do watch this. I keep tabs on what all the experts are saying. And I would say that my prediction really revolves a lot around what the Fed has been saying. And in their latest meeting, they gave signals that they were going to, first of all, pause any more interest rate hikes. And they expected that they will have 3 interest rate reductions in 2024, and which may total anywhere between 0.75% to 1.25% total. So as of this video, interest rates are somewhere in the mid to high sixes for a 30-year fixed. So that said, I expect that interest rates will drop to somewhere around 6% And this whole time that interest rates have been up in the 7 to 8%, there's been a lot of people on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to go down. Now, while they've been doing that, home prices have still gone up. So those people thinking they were going to save money by getting a better interest rate are going to pay more for that house by waiting. So you just have to balance that. But that said, that pent up demand, I think that's going to start flushing into the market. And, if we ever hit 5% interest rates, I mean, people will be back in the market like it almost like it was back when they were in 3 and 4%. There's been so many people that have stayed on the sidelines so long in this last year and a half while interest rates were being raised that I think there's going to be a lot of people that now the demand is about to really go crazy. So what will happen? Home prices will go up. If the more demand there is for homes, the more the prices will go up. Interest rates will probably come down. And so if that happens, yes, if you save 0.5% on your mortgage, if you only pay the same amount for that house, yes, you'll save money. But now if you're a renter, if you're renting waiting for interest rates to come down, remember, what's the interest rate on renting? It's not 6 or 7 or 8%. It's 100%, because 100% of your money goes to your landlord, and then they get to pay off their house that they own that you're living in. Make sense? So that said, if you're renting, waiting for interest rates to come down, I absolutely would be looking at buying right now. Absolutely. I mean, unless you're like not going to be there very long or you're not sure or things like that. That said, that's kind of what happened in 2023. That's what I expect to happen in all three of those markets in 2024. Remember, South Carolina remains, I think the latest statistic I saw in terms of domestic migration, which means people moving into South Carolina from other states, we're in the top 5 for sure. I can't remember. We may be number 4 in the nation. And so very popular state to live in, to move to, and I don't see that changing. So that said, we have a very good outlook here in South Carolina in terms of home prices and number of sales and so forth. And if we can help you with any real estate related needs, or you have any questions about any of this in the Midlands or the Upstate, give us a call, DM us on our Facebook page. Have a great week.